Nick Kyrgios took a shot at Boris Becker while commentating on Carlos Alcaraz vs Alexander Zverev at the Australian Open. Nick Kyrgios reignited his feud with Boris Becker as he called the German out at the Australian Open. While commentating on Carlos Alcaraz's match against Alexander Zverev, the 28-year-old claimed Becker had absurd logic when it came to Grand Slam champions, referencing their recent social media spat. Kyrgios and Becker spent most of last month arguing on X, formerly known as Twitter. It brought an interesting element to Kyrgios' new role as an on-site commentator for Eurosport at the Australian Open, given that Becker also worked for the broadcaster in their German studio. The 28-year-old hadn't properly addressed their feud during his time in the comms box, but he finally broke his silence on day 11 of the tournament while calling the match of fellow German Zverev, who was facing Alcaraz in the quarterfinal. With Zverev leading by a set, co-commentator Nick Lester touched on how significant a win would be in the context of German tennis. Looking to reach a seventh major semifinal in his career, if you put him side by side on some of the German greats, he would actually surpass Michael Stich's number tonight if he can win, he explained, before bringing Becker up. Boris Becker still way out in front with his 18 Grand Slam semifinals. You get on well with Boris, don't you, Nick? Kyrgios remained tame initially as he jokingly replied, "Yeah, me and Boris go way back." Way back. But Lester decided to drag up their argument, adding, "We enjoyed that exchange on social media a few weeks ago." This time Kyrgios took the bait as he slammed Becker's logic about the correlation between Grand Slams wins and knowledge of the game. I mean, according to him, Zverev has got no knowledge on tennis. Only Grand Slam champions do. Absurd statement, the former Wimbledon finalist remarked. Kyrgios was referencing something Becker said during their online spat, which started when the Australian used the six-time major winner as an example while claiming that former champions were no match for today's players. "I've watched Boris Becker and I am not saying they weren't good in their time, but to say that they would be just as good now, it's absurd," he told The Athletic. Becker then reposted Kyrgios' comments and asked what credibility the former world number 13 had given that he hadn't won a slam.